All right. All right, all right, all right. We are live. Okay. We are live. Kia ora rā, mauri ora e te whānau, mauri ora, mauri aroha. Now, I'm down here at the kura. Just outside of the garden. Kids have just gone and this having karaki. And I wanted to get on here to have a little chat about kaupapa I got going on that is called the ABO Initiative. So I wanted to just get on today and get the ball rolling on the show. Well, I have a series of shows that we are going to start up, and we're going to use this channel to do it. Well, I'm going to use it to do it. This channel is called ABO Aboriginal Intelligence, and the ABO stands for Alpha Beta Originals, which is a reference to blood or whakapapa, the A blood type, B blood type, and no blood types, right? So all blood types. So it has to do with whakapapa, it has to do with genealogy, which means whakapapa, or whakapapa means genealogy. But it has to do with those principles of whakapapa and tikanga, Maori. But the ABO refers to all human blood types. So I'll just read you a little. I've been working with the AI to, namely ChatGPT, specifically the OpenAI ChatGPT, the free version I've been working with. That's because I wanted to demonstrate the capabilities of the AI. But I wanted to demonstrate it with from the point of view of Indigenous people, hence the name of the channel, Aboriginal Intelligence, and Alpha Beta Originals. It's a play on the whole blood types that is whakapapa and genealogy. So let me just bring up. Hopefully, you can the camera's still working. You still see me. I'll give you a little description about the kaupapa as it is. Let's see. So hang on, that's the wrong one. So I've been using ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas, to come up with script and text and things like this. To really brainstorm, and it's an amazing tool. So I wanted to make sure that people know how to use it. So hence why I started this page, and we have a show that I will be producing. Well, today is the day. This evening at 5:55, we're going to go live. It's the 5:55 live show. that to try and catch the whānau going home. But like I said, I've been using the Chat GPT to brainstorm ideas in which we can help, or how we can help ourselves and help our people to, to educate ourselves and arm ourselves with these tools, to learn about these tools, so that we don't miss out on the next wave of opportunities. This stuff is moving so fast that if we don't take advantage of it, you're going to get left behind, and you're going to be working for somebody else that is utilizing these tools. Okay, so hence the reason why I wanted to create this show, to highlight and showcase what the capabilities of the technologies are, real time live, so that you can interact with it, so that you can get a fair idea as to what so you can get a fair idea as to what these tools are capable of. This all came about because of one of the uncles had passed away. One of the uncles I was working with to on these these technologies, Web3, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain technologies, smart contracts, things like that, and AI. Moi mai rā te rangatira, Patrick, koe tēnei te pikau I o mahi, tēnei wahanga o mahi. We knew that you had heaps of mahi. So, and I can only aspire to do half as much as what you have achieved in your life, my mate. So, this idea for this show came about because the uncle had passed away, and he had a class. He had a cryptocurrency class. He had a Web3 class that he was teaching some of the aunties here at Te Kura, and some of the whānau here at Te Kura, and he was teaching them these things, or attempting to teach these things. Is that you, Patrick? Split up the thing. Beautiful. Anyway, I'll just send that one out. Send my intentions out there with that. Anyway, so the class he was that the uncle was doing was a crypto class. It was a Web3 class. It was all about these new technologies that are coming through, and how we could take advantage of them. And the uncle Patrick was he's well known for he was well known for the whakapapa genealogy. Those of you don't know what whakapapa means, but whakapapa, this guy could tell you, you just tell him a name, and he'll tell you where the location of their family came from. He'll tell you the the ancestors who the eponymous ancestors of that line of their family. So uncle was the man, and he could look at a face just like all our older people. He sat down with our older people. He understood them. He could, like the old people could look at a face and go. He could look at a face and go, "Oh, are you someone? You Maxwell's from so or whatever." And he was amazing. And we got many of our whānau that are like that. And one of the goals of this this initiative we're calling the ABO Initiative is to highlight these people in our communities, to highlight their work, and to share that around the whānau, so that um, we venerate the right people, you know that we exalt, and we put that we pay respect where respect is due. So that's another reason for this show. So we have a show So the ABO Initiative is the organization that's sort of based around this Web3 concept and Web3 class that I have going. It's an initiative that I'm looking to execute, within within our communities, to help to educate our whānau on how to utilize these tools, and stay up to date on the technologies as they're coming out. So anyway, let's have a look at. I wrote actually, ChatGPT wrote me a little summary of the ABO initiative. Now this is just it's still all work in progress, but here's the summary of the initiative. So I asked the chat, could you write a short summary to describe the ABO initiative? And it wrote, the ABO Initiative is a transformative educational platform that embraces Indigenous wisdom, holistic well-being, and personal empowerment. It empowers individuals to cultivate their physical, mental, and spiritual well-being while gaining the knowledge and skills needed for economic independence. Through a blend of Indigenous principles, modern education, and innovative technologies, the ABO Initiative fosters personal growth, cultural revitalization, and global connectivity. It envisions a future where individuals reclaim their Indigenous heritage, thrive in their pursuits, and contribute to the betterment of themselves and their communities. Okay, that was a brief description of the ABO initiative as it exists right now, right, according to ChatGPT. The ABO initiative is really just a platform that we can educate, like I said, educate the whānau on or the family on how to on these technologies, how to utilize these technologies, what's available, the capabilities of these technologies. We're going to be exploring it. We're also going to be exploring we're going to do this in a few different ways. So one of them is through the cryptocurrency class, or the Web3 class, which we call Taka Te Kapa, or Te Kapa Crypto, aka Te Kapa Crypto, which is just a small group of this class, Uncle Patrick's class, that had put their hand up and willing to learn, or wanting to learn about these technologies, and how they could utilize them. So that's one avenue. Physical class, we'll be running. We can run Zoom classes. Well, we will be running Zoom classes. The first one is today. And we'll be discussing all of these things like Web3, like AI, and like cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies and things like that. We're going to be exploring that, and we're going to be doing that utilizing ChatGPT. We're going to be utilizing the AI to teach us about AI, basically. We're going to utilize the AI to teach us about physical health and well-being, mental health and well-being, spiritual health and well-being. it might seem like a bit of an oxymoron to turn to technologies to teach us about spirituality. But in my opinion, I think that we got to utilize whatever tools we got available to us to actually, to help us. Anyway, yeah. This video here is just a little really it's just a test. This is another live test. I'm just testing out the channel to make sure everything is okay. But anyway, what I really wanted to talk about, or what I really wanted to get into, or tell you guys about, was the show. So we have 3 shows. Well, we have one show that's split over 3 days a week. The first show is Mana Mondays. Mana Mondays is a show where we discuss all things to do with sovereignty from a holistic Indigenous point of view. So sovereignty, but not sovereignty as in law and legislation, but sovereignty as in the as in the concept, the and the idea of sovereignty, independence, autonomy. We're gonna Mana Mondays is all about that. It's all about exploring what sovereignty means, right, and what it means for Indigenous people. Shit, look at these going on. I'll just give it those. One of the kids must have been naughty. Oh no, not naughty, but going for a run. But anyway, so Mana Mondays. Mana Mondays is all things ture, all things or law, and things about sovereignty. So we're going to explore things like te tiriti. We're going to explore things like our Declaration of Independence, known as He Whakaputanga. A lot of people don't know about this kaupapa. We're also going to explore ideas of just spiritual sovereignty, and exploring the ideology and that we are born free, so that those spiritual connotations as it relates to sovereignty, or spiritual denotations as it relates to sovereignty. So Mana Mondays is all about that, and the show is called PromptCast, right? The show is called PromptCast, and it's called PromptCast because it's a show where we in real time, live and direct, prompt the chat to explore these ideas and these concepts, to educate ourselves. So we're going to use the chat GPT to teach us about these things live on the chat. The show is called PromptCast. And if you know anything about the AI, you know what the name means. Prompting is what they call is what is the input. Prompting is what you input into the AI, is the data that you input into the AI, the questions that you ask it, and then the AI generates a response for you. Just briefly, just quickly, GPT, chat GPT means stands for chat-based, generative, pre-trained transformer. So chat-based because it's text. It's a chat. Generative because it generates its own responses utilizing algorithms and such as machine learning and these kind of things, like natural language processing and things like that. So I want generative. So it generates a response whenever you ask it a question or you prompt it or you input a prompt. It's pre-trained is because it's been trained on a vast amount of information. It has a vast amount of data sets. It's like basically an encyclopedia. It's been trained on everything that's basically on the internet up until a certain point. For ChatGPT, the original free version that OpenAI put out is that GPT only goes up to September 2021. All of the information that was when it was all of the data that on the data sets that it's been trained on only goes up to September 2021. But there's been other iterations since. So there's ChatGPT 2, 3, 3.5, and 4, whatever. So these are more up to date information. But nevertheless, the free ChatGPT, even if it goes up to September 2021, the information that's in it is vast. So it's been pre-trained. So it's chat-based, generative, that it generates a response, pre-trained, that it's been pre-trained on a whole lot of information, and a transformer, it's able to, utilizing algorithms again, it's able to give you different responses every time you prompt it. It's able to utilize things, technologies like neural networks and things like that to give you a different answer every time. So anyway, that's ChatGPT. And like I said, the show is called PromptCast. And we have 3 shows a week. First one, like I said, is Mana Mondays. Where it's all about sovereignty, independence, autonomy, those kind of things. Things that do with legislation, things like tikanga versus ture, or not so much versus. I don't really do versus. Everything works for Maoris, but tikanga as it relates to ture. Ture being law, being law as in man's law, as in LAW. Tikanga being law as in LORE, as in traditional, sovereign indigenous law. So that's what Mana Mondays is all about. It's all about. Well, I'm going to run out of power, so we're only going to be on here for a short little while. But Mana Mondays is all about that. It's all about ture. It's all about law versus law, LAW versus law, LORE. Indigenous law, or tikanga we call it. And we'll break that down. We'll go into that later. Versus ture versus man's law. So You could also look at it like natural law versus artificial law or man-made law, things like that. So that's what Mana Monday is all about. It's all about kaupapos like that. And I wanted to highlight, we'll know eventually over the we'll end up highlighting a few topics that are that we as Maori people, that means as a Maori person, Indigenous person, Indigenous to Aotearoa, New Zealand, from an Indigenous perspective. Okay, so that's Mana Mondays. Wednesdays is Wairua Wellness Wednesdays. Wellness Wednesdays is all about health, but a holistic approach to health. So healthy bodies, healthy mind, healthy spirit. And we're gonna, it's another PromptCast show, so we're going to prompt the GPT. We're going to prompt the chat to discuss, and to learn more about our physical bodies, our mental faculties, and our spiritual, energetic bodies, or in essence. The chat is vast. The information that's on the chat is vast. It knows, well, I've already been discussing since it came out, since the chat hit the ground, man. Since the chat hit the ground, I've been prompting the shit out of it. I've been like, wondering like when it's gonna break. But it won't break. It doesn't break. It's just got a vast amount of information. So, when it comes to, like, say, things that you may think are outside of the realm of AI, well, there isn't much that's outside of it. What exists outside of it, like, for instance, when we're talking about spirituality and things like that, these esoteric, metaphysical concepts, you'd think, oh, they don't know. What's a computer know? Well, what a computer knows is everything that we've taught and that we know about it. The computer knows everything that we've ever written about it, everything that we've ever spoken about on videos, on TV, on radio shows, everything that's ever been published, even some unpublished things. You can even train the chat to or train an AI model to learn specifically, to learn specific information. So you'll be surprised at how much the chat knows, right? And I have a disclaimer. Like, I got it to write me a disclaimer because I don't want you all to think that it can do everything for you. You do have to do a bit of work. You got to put the work into. You have to be able to have the ability. You have to have the ability to be able to prompt it yourself. We're only going to be on here for a few more minutes, but you have to have the ability to be able to prompt it yourself. It would help to understand the capabilities and the framework that it's built from. Like, it would pay to understand a little bit about coding and things like that, and computer programming and things like this. Just having a basic understanding of that will give you an advantage, right? Basically, anything that you know, anything that you know anything about, like you might be a builder, or you might be a plumber, or you might be a gardener, or you might not be even any of those things. You might be just a guy, just a person that knows something. Like, you might have a specific knowledge about, I don't know, your area, your region, your area, that isn't on Google Maps. You know what I mean? And that information, right, you can feed into the chat and you can exploit it. Even, you can expand on your knowledge and understanding. Anyway, it's a super duper powerful tool. Okay, it's a super duper powerful tool. So you got Mana Mondays, which is all about tikanga versus today, all of that. Then you got Wairoa Wellness Wednesdays, or Wairoa Wednesdays, where we're going to be discussing, where we're going to be talking about health, holistic health. From an Indigenous perspective, obviously, but also, we're going to be prompting the chat to expand our knowledge, right? And then you have Fridays, Whakapakari Fridays, or Whānau Fridays, which is all about whanaungatanga. It's all about exploring the Indigenous or the Maori concepts around kotahitanga. That's unity. Whanaungatanga, that's family connections. Whakapapa, that's genealogy. So Whānau Fridays is all about reminding us about the importance of whānau and unity and cohesive unity within the whānau. The goal being obviously to unify the whānaus. Well, initially to give give whānaus an opportunity to empower themselves utilizing these tools. We're going to explore different ways in which the whānaus can do that. We're going to explore technologies such as blockchain technologies and things like smart contracts, blockchain technologies like that can connect us. These Web3 concepts that are really at the core of them are based on this connectivity. Anyway, I'm going off a bit, but anyway, that's what that is about. Whānau Fridays is all about the whānau connections, unity, and really just to reminding us that we are stronger together. Okay, so those are the 4 shows. Those are the three shows: Wednesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And in between, we're going to be posting. We have a Facebook page, we have a Instagram page, and everything like that. So we're going to be able to. You're going to be able to see. You're going to not only be able to have access to these shows and be able to engage with us and maybe learn something. You're also going to have the ability to be able to join our communities, where we have projects that we are working on, that we have running also here at the kura. One being, for example, Ngā Motu. Ngā Motu is an initiative that the whānau, the Tanko here, the whānau is initiated here. Ngā Motu is sort of, I can't call it extracurricular because it's actually part of the curriculum now. But it's things like Mahi Ngā Kai. Mahi Ngā Kai is all about food gathering, traditional food gathering practices, utilizing the traditional methods, and such as utilizing the maramataka to go hunt fish, to plant, to harvest, all of those kind of things. So mahinga kai, there's a kaupapa we got going there. Also, the other kazi's got pamu. Pamu mean the Maori word for farm. So they do all things like how to run a farm, right? It's separate from mahinga kai. Mahinga kai would be all like go to the bush hunting, go to the bush, gather ingredients like pico, all the different medicinal plants that we got in the bush that you can and herbs in that and wild herbs and things. We can put them into kai hei rongoa mo tātou as medicine boss or I subscribe to the idea that ko te rongoa ko te kai he rongoa ko te rongoa he kai, so food is medicine, medicine is food. But yeah, Pamu is all about, they did butchery the other day, so they, had a few beasts there, and whānau turned up and they were doing butchery, learning how to cut meat, which was useful, in survival mode. You want to be able to feed your family, you want to know where to get your kai from, but not just kai, water. Where do you get water from? So, I'm getting late. Okay, so making kai. We also have I got the crypto, take up a crypto. So that's all about Web3 technologies, AI technologies, and cryptocurrencies, blockchain technologies, and those things. Those kind of technological advancements. We also have kaitiakitanga. Kaitiakitanga is all about being stewards and custodians of the thing. So they're all kind of working together, but we've taken strands and we've just working different strands. So for the kaitiakitanga thing, can go, to traditional conservation methods, right? Like working with mahinga kai and working with pamu. What are some practices that we can incorporate into our farming practices and into our kai gathering practices that align with kaitiakitanga and better stewardship over the land. So that's another kaupapa. We also got tāwahi, pōkai whenua, I think they call it, but that's a rōpū that travels. It does, goes to different parts of the world. Where they fundraise to go to different parts of the world to educate, make connections with peoples over there. And learn their knowledge and learn about those peoples over there and take a bit of our culture with us to share with them over there. And it's just really a way to expand expand on our connections to other Indigenous peoples and other peoples going through the same sort of struggles as we find ourselves going as Māori people and Indigenous people in Aotearoa. So we have a class or a group that goes overseas, and I think they're already over there. I'm hiding if I'm correct. But anyway, sort of like a cultural exchange. That's how I would look at it. Anyway, so those kind of kaupapas we want to highlight. Not only that, mate, I don't know how many times I told this family here, like, how beautiful this kaupapa is, we go and do so many awesome kaupapa. And even all of our like other kura around the motu, they all do amazing kaupapa. We got so many awesome leaders. We got in all different areas. Say, I wanted to create a show so that we can highlight these things. So that's what this is all about. All right. So Whānau Fridays is about highlighting those kind of things. It really with an emphasis on family connections and family unity. From a traditional, from an indigenous perspective, what is unity? What is whānau? What is family? Those kind of things. That's what we're going to explore on Fridays in there. And then, but the format of the show, it goes like this. It's called PromptCast, and the show is about leveraging these tools, AI tools, to aid us and assist us in development, into our personal development, and into the development of our communities and our families. So that's basically what the PromptCast is about. We're going to be utilizing the chat to help us to expand our minds, to uplift us, to educate us, and to and to give us leads into industries, leads into areas of knowledge that align with our ultimate goal. Would be to empower, educate, and uplift our families, our indigenous people. But everybody, really, not just indigenous people. I just can only speak from an indigenous perspective because that's what I am. I'm a colonized. I've been, colonized, and this is the decolonization process. All right. Don't get me started on colonization. I'm going to save that conversation for tonight. Tonight, we are going to be we're going to be live at 5:55. That's the time of the show. 5:55 live PromptCast, okay? The first show today is Mana Mondays. So we're going to be discussing things like that. We are going to be discussing he whakaputanga. What is it, the 1835 Declaration of Independence? We're going to be talking about the histories around it. We're going to be talking about the tiriti o Waitangi. We're going to be talking about older documents such as the Antikythera or the Doctrine of Discovery. We're going to be exploring that. We're going to be exploring other historical facts. We're also going to be, because the chat is going to give us information that may be new to a lot of people. So we're going to go off of that. We're going to explore it. So that's tonight at 5:55 live. I'm going to get better at this, but I'm going to try and I'll post that as an event on Facebook, perhaps. I'll also